Hello you guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I am so excited, but at the same time so anxious to be filming this video today. I think I shaved my armpits. If I didn't, we're gonna ignore the situation because I'm probably gonna talk a lot with my hands. So just don't judge me. I think I did, but now I can't remember. You guys, I have a 2.5-week-old baby, okay? I'm trying to keep myself together, but we're gonna move on. Anyway, yes, I have been very excited and anxious about filming this video because this topic has definitely been something I have struggled with heavily to navigate sharing with you guys and to know what to talk about. And I get a lot of anxiety because as someone who 4 years ago when I started my page, I was a plus size content creator, and that is just how I started and how I grew my following, and I totally understand that. But with the health scares I had and all of the health things that I dealt with, I did share more about those, and I might touch based on those a little bit more in this video too, but I needed to make a change for my health. And yeah, so this has definitely been a topic that I still struggle with a little bit, but I really want to just be completely transparent and open and just, you know, be who I am, you guys, in everything, because I truthfully am the happiest that I've ever been. I feel the most fulfilled in my life, and I just want to share it with you guys. So yeah, this is gonna be, I just want to give a little bit of like a trigger warning. I am going to be sharing numbers. A lot of you guys asked for pregnancy weight, beginning weight, end weight, how much I weigh now, all of that, and I totally get wanting to know that. So I am just going to be open. I'm going to share numbers. So if that is something that you don't want to hear, I totally understand. And I would maybe not watch this video, but for sure my channel is going to be mainly based in hauls and fashion and all of that. But if you don't want to hear about weight or dieting, I wouldn't say dieting, but like diet changes and stuff like that, or if any of that is something that you do not want to listen to, totally get it. And yeah, just come back for another video, and I'm filming another try on haul today, so there's gonna be lots of fun fall content. For this video, we're mainly gonna be talking about things that I did to maintain my health journey, my weight loss. Not as much my weight loss, but because with pregnancy, you never fully know. I mean, your body's gonna gain weight, or your body's gonna change when you're growing a baby. But things that I did to maintain my health journey, which did maintain my weight loss. So I'm gonna talk about that. And I also want to talk about just some health things in general that I have changed over the past 9 months that have made the biggest difference. And again, I'm going to kind of like briefly touch on everything, but if there's anything that I talk about that you want a whole video on, I would love to do that. I am going to be making some more health content for sure. That's definitely something that I want to do. I'm so passionate about this, and I feel like it's such a way of life, and I do want to share it with you guys. So I'm going to be more active on my health page. I was considering making like a health TikTok. I don't know. So yeah, anything, if you guys want me to make like a full, more in-depth video on a certain topic I talk about, totally let me know. I would love to do that. But yeah, so, and I also want to talk about my goals for 2024, for the end of this year, for 2025, because just having a baby, you know, I have a lot of goals for myself, and for health goals, for body recomposition, for physique, why can I not say, you guys know what I'm saying, physique goal. Why does that sound so weird? Physique? Anyway, goals. Okay. So, yeah, I'm really excited about this next journey that I have, this postpartum journey that I'm about to be on. Sorry if you can see when I move the ring light reflection. I'm trying to keep my head here, but yeah, so that's gonna be kind of what we're gonna touch on in this video. And I'm going to make sure I'm like checking you guys' questions to make sure I'm addressing all the things that you guys want to know. So yeah, let's get into it. If you guys are new, I do have a few weight loss videos kind of that I filmed over the past year and a half about why I decided to lose weight and stuff like that, just with health issues. It had nothing to do with what I thought I looked like. I truthfully was so content with what I looked like, but I was having horrible health issues. I mean, I was seeing so many doctors and we could never figure out what was wrong. I didn't have a single doctor tell me it could be weight related, which I understand, but after me getting blood work, getting ultrasounds, getting looked at, being in the ER, it finally got to the point where I was like, you can tell me if it is weight related. But I decided this is what it has to be. Like we're not finding anything. I feel so uncomfortable all the time. My joints hurt, my knees hurt, my back hurts. I don't know what's going on. And I decided, well, at least I can try to make myself healthier, and all of that stuff went away. So it ended up being a complete weight issue. I just had too much weight on my joints. I am very short. I'm 5'2", and my heaviest that I weighed myself was around 230, like 227. So I might have been heavier, but I never weighed myself. I never had a scale. I weighed myself after I had Mateo, and then I weighed myself again when I was in these doctor's appointments. So yeah, that is everybody's different, but on me, that 230 pounds was just a lot on my joints and on my bones, and it was just making it uncomfortable to do standard things, to walk, to do exercises, to pick up my son. Like, I was only 25, and I'm 27 now, but a lot of these things is like, I'm too young to feel like this. This is the prime of my life. I have a toddler. I want to have more kids. I gotta figure this shit out. So, anyway, yeah, if you want to get more in detail, then for sure watch my first weight loss video. A lot has changed since then because it's been over a year, but I still kind of explain my story, why I started, and all of that. So yeah, that's kind of how it began. So for almost a year, I was just really loving working out, trying to eat more protein, thinking about like different kinds of supplements, just trying different things. I feel like the thing that is with the health journey is you really have to have trial and error, because there's a million and two things on TikTok. There's so many nutritionists, there's so many weight loss coaches, there's so many things that will be kind of like shoved into your brain, and everything works different for everyone. There's a lot of trial and error. So I feel like the first year was me mainly like, focusing on, did I like this type of protein? Do I like this type? Just trying different things. I do share a lot of that in some of my other videos, but yeah, so I was just figuring my stuff out, and my son Mateo was about to be 4, so my husband and I decided, now's the time that we should look at having another baby. And while I was really scared, because for months and months and months I was just pouring into myself, into my body, into changing myself, it's a whole nother chapter to become pregnant. But I really didn't want my boy's age gap to be any bigger than 4.5 years. And I just felt like we were at a point in our life where we were ready. And I did end up getting pregnant the first time we tried, the first month we tried. So that was a little bit, I feel like I thought maybe we would talk about it and then I would have a few months, but I did end up getting pregnant right away, which don't get me wrong, I'm so grateful for. And yeah, but it was just a really big adjustment. And I am someone that does not love being pregnant, which I've shared a few times. I don't like it. Okay, I don't like being pregnant at all. It's really hard on your body. The sleep is just crap. I feel like I don't even remember, because now I have a newborn. I physically cannot tell you guys the last time that I had a full night's sleep. I mean, it's been months and months and months. That is how bad pregnancy sleep was for me. Way worse than newborn sleep. Obviously, I'm not getting a full night's sleep because I'm waking up for feedings, but pregnancy sleep was a whole nother level. It was miserable. I was just uncomfortable, and you're kind of anxious all the time. Yeah, I'm just not one of those girlies that loves being pregnant, and I am so envious of people who do, but I still really just had to have a conversation with myself where I said, okay, Anna, time is gonna pass regardless, okay? So you are gonna have this beautiful baby in about 9 months, and it is up to you what you want to do with those 9 months. You can be super stressed and anxious about your body changing, what's gonna happen after. You can be super, just decide to kind of say, F it, I'm gonna eat whatever I want. I'm not gonna move my body because I'm pregnant. There's so many different things that you can, so many different ways that you can kind of go with pregnancy. Okay, so we're gonna talk numbers a little bit. I'll give you guys like pregnancy weights and all of that because I know a lot of you guys are curious. So before I got pregnant, my first doctor's appointment that I went into, before I got pregnant, okay, I was like 165 or 168, because it was right around Thanksgiving and like the holidays when I found out. So my lowest weight was like 163 or 164. And then I put on just a few pounds around the holidays, which is totally normal, especially because it's just like how much light there is out. You're moving your body a little bit less if it is cold outside and we're eating. So yeah, I did put on just a little bit of weight around the holidays. So I was about 168. And then when I went in for my first doctor's appointment where I was 7 weeks pregnant, I was 171. So in the first like half of the first trimester, I gained about 3 pounds. And then when I went back, I think 6 weeks after that appointment, so it was right at the end of my first trimester, I was 179 pounds. So my first trimester, I had gained about roughly 10 pounds. So that's when I kind of, I was really uncomfortable. I was not moving like at all during this time. I was not exercising hardly at all. Like I said, I had to leave the gym a few times. I really struggled with doing my workout classes. I was up sick so much. So I definitely 100% had grace during this period, knowing I'm not going to be moving my body a lot. And that's totally okay, because the main thing is the first trimester. I will always say it's the hardest. It's the hardest one to get through. Mentally, you're stressed, you're anxious, you're worried what's going to happen. You're not going to the doctor a lot, and you're really, really sick. Nothing really sounds good. So what sounds good, you're going to eat. So especially because this was Christmas, okay? This was New Year's. I was just eating whatever and I wasn't moving. So, which is again, totally fine. So I got up to like 179, 180. And then I started to really kind of feel it in January, and February is when like, I was like, okay, I have put on this much weight, like over 10, 11 pounds in a very quick time. I understand why, I'm seeing the reason, but I'm still feeling it. And I started to get a little bit in this hole in my mind because I talked to my doctor and she said someone of my size, the average weight to gain is about 15 to 20 pounds. Which again, everyone's different, but that's what my doctor told me for my size and all of that. So yeah, I started to get stressed that I was already almost gaining that, and I was still kind of like, we got back from Disney World, we announced the pregnancy, and I just was in this little bit of a really bad headspace, okay? I was struggling. It was the beginning of a new year, and I just, was in the middle of this pregnancy thinking, I still have so many months left. I am just, I'm struggling. So then 4 weeks later, I went in for my next appointment. So we're about like 20 weeks pregnant now, and I was 189 pounds. So I put on 9 pounds in a month, and I wasn't eating crazy. I just was not moving my body. And my diet wasn't the best because I was kind of in this place of like I'm pregnant. You know how I talked about how as a society we really are like, if you're pregnant, it's kind of a hall pass. You can kind of do whatever you want. And I'm not saying that that's not the case, but that's kind of how I lived the first half of this pregnancy is I'm pregnant, it's a hall pass, it's totally fine. So I had put on a substantial amount of weight in just like 4 months. And I was feeling very heavy, you guys. Like I felt lethargic all the time. So this is when I had to have a talk with myself. I know I was talking about that earlier. So I sat down and I was like, Anna, like you're gonna have another 5 months of being pregnant and it's going to happen regardless. Like this time's gonna pass regardless. You could either have this 5 months of not moving your body, of feeling like absolute garbage from eating whatever you want. Or I could take this next 5 months and say, you know, we're almost in summer. It's almost nice out. I'm going to be moving a lot. I have a 4-year-old son who loves going to the playground. He loves doing this, that, and the other thing. So I have to be able to do that with him. I don't want the end of my second trimester into my third trimester to where I can't do anything. I can't take him out. I don't want that. I want to be active in my son's life this summer. I want to feel good. I want to feel good after this birth. I don't need to be sitting on my ass doing nothing just because I'm pregnant. So yeah, I had this big shift. Okay, I remember it was in April and it was like the first or second week of April and I just sat down. Oh, it might have been March. Okay, timelines are a little confusing. But I sat down and I just was like, let's get it. Okay, I know you're not gonna enjoy being pregnant. I know that you're stressed that you still have all this time to go, but just every day wake up and say, what can I do today so that I feel better tomorrow? And that is, I had so much self-discipline. I had so much self-love. I had love for the baby I was growing. I had love for my family out here that I needed to be the best that I could be for them. And I just wasn't doing that. I just was not. I was down on myself. I was feeling like crap. This pregnancy is gonna take forever. I hate this. I just don't want to do anything. And yeah, so I just decided to make the change. So another thing that I also was really struggling with during this time was acne. I have shared a lot about that, but I was like really researching ways to help acne, especially while you're pregnant. You guys know I use Dial antibacterial hand soap as my face wash, but I did decide, you know what? I really want to cut out a lot of sugar because first of all, cutting out sugar, it's nothing like I'm cutting out, like I would never cut out carbs or fats or anything like that, but cutting out a lot of processed sugar is something I totally can do because I am someone who, I like to have a sweet treat every once in a while, but I could totally just eat some yogurt and some fruit and feel just as satisfied. And I love dairy. I eat so much dairy, you guys. But I eat a lot of dairy, I eat a lot of protein, I eat a lot of carbs, I eat a lot of fats. And I was like, but I've seen a lot of people talk about how processed sugar is just like our body can't really digest it. So I went into this kind of like mindset where I listened to a lot of podcasts about it. I watched a lot of videos. I was just really curious. And I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to kind of cut out most of the processed sugar. I'm still going to get my brown sugar shaken espresso from Starbucks. I'm still going to have some cold foam on my coffee at home. I'm still going to have some poppies, some Olippops. I'm going to have these really low gram sugars, but I'm going to cut out 95% of the sugar that I'm consuming. You guys, I will put a before and after here again of my skin. I know that I've talked about it a million times, but I feel like if you've not seen it, here you go. Totally changed my skin. And on top of that, totally changed my face, okay? Yes, I am a stan for Gauze Shot and red light therapy, but my face really, really thinned out from not having all of that sugar because all of that sugar was causing a lot of water retention, a lot of water weight, a lot of bloat on my body, and it completely came off. And this was something that I could do so actively over pregnancy. There was not like, it was not like I am cutting out and eating too low calorie or doing any of this. I was just doing something that I could do that is only gonna benefit me and my baby. And yeah, so immediately, I mean, within like 1 or 2 weeks of doing this, you guys, so much change. First of all, I went back down to like 180 pounds like that. So it shows you that that was not fat weight. Like I did not put on 8 pounds of fat. I just had a lot of water retention stored up in my body from eating so much sugar, which is crazy. So yeah, very quickly, a lot of you guys have asked, you lost weight through pregnancy, like that's not okay, or how did you do, or all of these questions. And the thing is, I would never ever recommend someone trying to lose weight over pregnancy, because it is definitely something that you have to make sure you're nourishing your body, you're giving your body what it needs, you're allowing your body to do what it needs to do to grow this human, and that's what's most important. But because I did just kind of eliminate this one thing that I didn't even need, that was not substantial or anything like that, and I immediately dropped almost all of the extra weight that I put on at the beginning of this pregnancy, which is crazy. So it really shows me like I wasn't putting on fat that quickly. My body was just storing kind of like this junk that I was feeding it, and it just was crazy. And my skin just really cleared up. I felt like my face changed shape. Even if you look at videos of me at my thinnest weight before pregnancy, I still had a way rounder face. So yeah, I feel like I contribute a lot of what happened to my face to eliminating a lot of sugar. Again, I had Dairy Queen last night, you guys. I will still eat sugar. I just 90 to 95% of it a week I've cut out. So like I still will have a sweet treat. I still will enjoy life. It's just instead of every day after every meal or whatever, it's like once a week, or every other week or whatever. It's just how I'm feeling. I love this. I love this for me. Again, you don't have to do it, but it has been so game changing. When people ask me about like things like food or acne or anything like that, or kind of like face shape, like getting a jaw or a chiseled jaw or doing anything like this, I'm like, I'm telling you, cutting out sugar, it's not even something you have to fully do long term or do whatever. Honestly, just take a week or two and just kind of see how your body changes from just kind of like detoxing all of this sugar, and then it kind of takes away from this bloat that we have. And yeah, it has been so amazing for healing my gut and for doing all of this. So yeah, that was the biggest thing that I started to do that kind of switched my diet and kind of like my pregnancy journey. And I cannot thank my past self enough, you guys. Like, I'm so grateful for her for making this decision and for doing her deep dive into podcasts, into researching, into making sure this is what I wanted to do for me, because dairy never really bothered me. Gluten, I don't eat a ton of gluten because Mateo, my son, is gluten-free, but still gluten and kind of like carbs and dairy and all these things, they weren't causing this retention for me. It was sugar. So yeah, that has been so mind-blowing, so game changing. So when I get a lot of questions on like, how did you kind of like, you look like you lost weight since the beginning of pregnancy, that is true. I did, because I put on this weight from how much kind of sugar and processed sugar I was eating, and from taking that out, it just shed off. It really just shed off the just the bloat, the water, all of that. And yeah, so that is a huge thing that I did, and it was absolutely so good. And I'm still on that journey. I don't think that I will ever incorporate a lot of processed sugar back into my diet. Again, I love that, like last night I went and had an M&M Blizzard. It was really good, and it was nice because I could really enjoy it instead of like, you know, feeling like every single day I need the sweet treat, or you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I still have it. I still really enjoy those moments, but it is something that has made the biggest difference in my energy, in my life, in how I feel as a human, how I feel as a mom, how I'm operating. I love it. So a few other things that I did, especially to heal my gut, because after I went on this kind of like processed sugar, seeing like I'm eating so much, is this what's causing this crazy kind of amount of bloat, kind of feeling like some pressure in my joints and all of that, I decided, okay, a lot of these people are talking about gut health. So I never knew what that meant, like ever. Even when I was like on my first weight loss journey, I don't even think I really understood. So I love the Huberman Lab podcast. If that is something that you're interested in, is like science-based health, I really recommend his podcast. So yeah, I went in kind of like another deep dive on gut health, because I was like, okay, So people are saying that gut health is connected to the brain, serotonin. It is what makes you feel, like happy. Gut health has so much of an effect on us. And I was like, what can I do? Because I'm trying this sugar thing and blah, blah, and like, what else can I do to heal my gut? Because my gut was just like, it was not it. So yeah, I listened to a lot of podcasts and did research. And again, I really, really recommend doing your own research because you're going to get a lot of crap out here on the internet. So when I listen to things, I make sure it's from doctors and people who like, they know what they're talking about. Okay. They have dedicated their lives to this. So yeah, I realized after like listening, I didn't even really know what fiber was, you guys. I'm over here like, oh, you need fiber? Let me eat the Fiber One bars. You guys know from my old vlogs and videos, like I used to eat those all the time. I still like them, like don't get me wrong, they're so good. But I thought that was how you get fiber. It's from a supplement and a Fiber One bar. Okay, you might call me dumb. I had no idea. I don't know until when, okay? But I had no idea that fruits and veggies are fiber. Okay, I was so far out there. I didn't understand that that's why you needed fruits and vegetables, was because how much we need fiber. My whole weight loss journey, the first year, was fully based on protein. Protein, okay? Which again, 100% essential, important. We will talk about protein. But I had no idea that fiber is this God-sent thing that will heal your body, and you literally get it from eating. You just got to eat your fruits and vegetables. I mean, there's a bunch of other things that have fiber, but those are like the most important things, you guys. Like eat an avocado, have some spinach, and how like it is crazy that I didn't know this. And so I decided to switch my diet to a whole food based diet. So now I basically only eat whole foods. And what that means is I'm not eating anything really processed. Again, at the grocery store, 75% of stuff that you're gonna get there is processed regardless. I mean, I think we think, if we're getting this type of meat or this or that, most of the time it is just processed because it's a grocery store. So you kind of can do what you can with that, but I really did eliminate most processed things, especially almost every ultra processed thing. I do not really eat fast food at all. And again, I have these occasional things where I will, but for the most part, I've cut that out of my diet. I cook 98% of my meals at home. Okay, very, very high. I cook almost every single meal I eat at home. I love it. You guys, I have kind of like become someone who, my favorite thing in the morning is knowing I'm about to cook, like chef up a beautiful, beautiful breakfast. Okay, this has been amazing. I love making my dinners. I love making a little, yogurt bowl parfait. I love it. So yes, there are times we'll go on dates. I'll eat out. We'll be with my family. I'll eat out. But most of the time, I just love chefing up some food at home, and it makes kind of like, it romanticizes my life. Like it romanticizes waking up and doing all these things. So yeah, I really, really switched to a whole foods diet, which means kind of like I mainly eat things that are on like the outskirts of a grocery store, your fruits and your vegetables. We get almost all of our stuff from farmers markets when we can. We go out there weekly. And yeah, so that also made such a change. I almost cut out fully my protein, like processed protein intake. If you guys watch some of my first weight loss videos, I would eat Quest chips and bars and protein shakes and all this all day. Like I would eat like 4 or 5 of these a day to get my protein intake. Whereas now I get my protein from eggs whites, cottage cheese. Why can I not talk? And like meats at home mainly, or like fish. I don't eat a ton of red meat. That's not something, like I love red meat. I will have steak, but that is just something that at home I don't cook a ton of, but I love fish. And you guys, I eat like an entire thing of cottage cheese every 2 days. Okay, cottage cheese, game changing. I love protein yogurt. All of these things are just really like things that have changed my life. So yeah, that's the thing, is cutting out sugar and eating a lot of processed, or eating a lot of whole foods, and making sure that what I'm getting has a lot of fiber in it, and it's really, really good for my gut. So again, I don't want to talk about this too much, but I can go into another video about things that I did to heal my gut health if that is something that you guys are curious, because oh my gosh, this has healed my skin, it's healed my energy, it's changed my body. Like it is crazy what it can do from healing your gut. I mean, crazy. I've almost cut out all of my supplements because I get my nutrients and my vitamins from the food that I'm eating. I still have a few supplements that I take, but not nearly as many as I used to, because I'm getting it from the food. So yeah, it's been pretty amazing and crazy and just mind-blowing, you guys, how I feel like I was missing out on this beautiful thing. I feel so fulfilled, so nourished, so full, so content, and it's just been absolutely crazy. So yeah, that is kind of what I did throughout the second half of my pregnancy to kind of change what I was doing, to change my energy level, to change all of that, food and diet wise. And I feel like I never had such beautiful big portions of food. Like I'm getting all of this like huge amounts of food, these huge egg and veggie and sourdough and all of this fun stuff that, you know, I can eat these massive plates and feel so full and satisfied and great, and not feel sluggish and lethargic. And like every day I'm just kind of like struggling on this pregnancy journey. So yeah, those are kind of like the things that I did and I'm still doing and I'm still working on. I'm still listening to things, adding things in to my diet. And that's mainly what it is adding in things. Like I try to eat so many like nuts and so many things, like there's just so many things that every day I'm like, okay, what can I add in that's going to heal my body, that's going to make me the strongest person that I can be. So again, if this is something that you guys are interested in, you want more videos on it, I can totally do, because it has been so life-changing and I feel like I just want to share all the goodness that has changed my life. So yeah, I'm gonna move on to kind of like the exercise and things that I did exercise wise, and then we will share more numbers because I kind of stopped and just went on this rant. And then I will talk about my goals. So this is gonna be a long video, but let's keep going. Exercise wise, like I said, I was really struggling to exercise at the beginning, but once I changed my diet, my way of eating and all of that, I had all this energy again and it was great. So I was doing my Zumba classes 2 to 3 times a week, which was amazing. I didn't lift a lot. I did kind of stop that because, which this is what's a little bit hard, is I was really progressed and doing really well with lifting, but the first half of my pregnancy, because I stopped, I kind of lost a lot of the progress. And while you're pregnant, you really want to maintain, you don't want to add. Okay, so I didn't want to overstress my body. So if I were to ever have another baby, we are done. But something that I would do is make sure that I'm doing what I can throughout the beginning of my pregnancy to maintain, at least just maintain this muscle mass, because I did lose a substantial amount of that just because I stopped and I didn't want to restart and over stress my body out. So I just went back to kind of doing Zumba, and what I really focused on, this is what will make such a difference, other than the diet, nutrition parts of it, is getting your 10,000 steps a day, getting 7 to 10,000 steps a day. And I know some days this is going to be harder, some days this is going to be easier. I do have a walking pad at home now, and I will go to the gym. My gym has childcare, which is absolutely amazing, so I can go every single day and bring Mateo. But I really focused on getting these 10,000 steps a day. I did this until like the day that I went into labor. Like I got my 10,000 steps in and I had him that night. Okay, so this is something that I'm telling you will make the biggest difference. If you are someone who is blessed enough to have a healthy enough pregnancy where you can keep up walking, then that is what I really suggest focusing on. I did do Zumba because it is something that I absolutely love. I love dancing. It's so much fun. I did do a modified version of it a lot. But yeah, just really, you guys, I feel like focusing on every day getting your body up. And the hardest thing is getting up. Once you're up and once you're moving, after the first 5 minutes, find a podcast that you love. Try out Huberman Lab. Watch some YouTube videos. I love watching YouTube videos. I love listening to worship music when I'm getting my 10,000 steps in. Find something that you find joy in and kind of habit stack that onto walking. And this will make such a difference just in general, but a lot with pregnancy, because I know a lot of you guys were asking about pregnancy, but all of this stuff is great for whether you're pregnant or not. I feel like this is just lifestyle things that will completely change your life. So yeah, I really want to focus on even getting more steps in now that I'm not pregnant and I have a lot more energy. But that was amazing. So if that is the one thing you can do, don't overdo it. Don't overstretch your body out. If you can't weightlift, if you didn't before, then don't. If Zumba is a lot, then that's fine. I used to take HIIT classes. I stopped taking HIIT classes. I couldn't do it. I couldn't maintain it, but I could maintain doing Zumba a few times a week and walking every single day and habit stacking, something that I love, something that I was excited to do. I was excited to listen to this podcast, so I cannot wait to walk for this hour to 2 hours and get these steps in. I would also make sure that when I'm folding laundry, I'm standing. When I'm doing this, that, and the other thing, I'm up on my feet. I was really focusing on standing up, being on my feet, and really getting out in nature and doing these things in the final few months of my pregnancy, while I was having this amazing eating habits and feeling like I'm so nourished, I'm so comfortable. When you're eating these processed sugars or these ultra processed foods, I feel like I never felt full. I never felt content. I feel like I just wanted more and more and more, and I wasn't giving my body the nutrients that it needed to feel full. So now that I am feeling like super comfortable, I'm full, I'm feeling satiated. Is that the right word? I don't know. But yeah, and then I'm getting these steps in and I'm just feeling the best that I can under the circumstance. And what I mean under the circumstance is, you guys know I'm not a pregnancy person. It's really hard on me mentally. But while I'm doing this every day, I'm like, Anna, look at you go. Like, you are doing the best you can. You're making your body feel great. You're giving, especially because like I'm growing a baby. Like, I want to make sure that my body is really getting all of these vitamins, all of these nutrients, all of these things that it needs to do everything that it's doing right now, because this is, amazing. So yeah, that's kind of what I did over pregnancy that made the biggest difference. So like I said, I went back and I had lost the 8 pounds that I had put on very quick. So it wasn't fat, it was just this bloat from what I was putting in my body. So after I started to switch out my diet and walking more, it just came off. And then I actually very quickly went back to my pre-pregnancy weight. So I kind of stayed around the 162 or like 168, 170 kind of mark throughout the whole pregnancy. So it ended up that I really didn't put on any weight. And again, that is what happened with me. I fully know, you guys, everyone is different. There is things that can happen. There's preeclampsia, there's gestational diabetes. I totally understand. This is, again, what happened to me, and I'm just sharing my story because I know I'm so lucky in how this ended up happening. And I just again was like, I'm gonna focus on healing my body, healing my gut, getting these steps in, not overdoing it, not putting too much stress on my body, but doing what feels good, what feels right. And I was able to kind of just, that extra weight that I was just putting on and storing did come off. So yeah, I was able to kind of just maintain that weight the whole rest of my pregnancy and just grow, this beautiful Nico. And so after I left the hospital, now it's been about 2 weeks that I'm filming this, I am 145 pounds. So that is my current weight, and that is a little bit thin for me, but again, like I said, I lost a lot of muscle mass. So I am planning on, I will talk about my goals just really quick, briefly at the end of this video. But yeah, so that is definitely a little bit small for me, but I have a lot of muscle mass that I'm hoping to gain, and I have a lot of growth, things that I want to do, a lot of exercises that I want to do, and I want to implement weightlifting and resistance training back into my schedule, into my daily schedule, because that is something that I did unfortunately take away during pregnancy. So yeah, I lost a little bit around like 20 pounds, a little bit over 20 pounds since having him. And that is very common. A lot of people will lose, you lose the baby, you lose all this blood, all of this extra that your body's holding on. And that just came off relatively quickly for me, but I have basically leveled out. So now I'm at this place where I can work on body recomp, and that can be kind of what I'm focusing on. And yeah, so those are all the numbers because a lot of you guys were asking. So I think that I've hit mostly everything, but we're just going to go over my goals super quick for the next year and things that I'm going to be doing and implementing and all of that. But again, I know that this video it's long, but there's a lot of things I'm hitting very quickly, and I'm just kind of like addressing really quick. Ask me your comments, you guys. Ask me down below. Ask me things that you're curious about. I will do more videos and all of that. So let's just talk about goals really quickly. And again, I did want to address this because I almost forgot. I have never had weight loss surgery or taken a weight loss injection. I actually am starting to get a bunch of questions. Are you on Ozempic? Like, I just had a baby 2 weeks ago. No. But yeah, I've never done any of those or had weight loss surgery. Everything has been totally natural, which again, nothing wrong with those. I've actually done a lot of research into things like that because a lot of people ask me questions about my opinion, and I want to make sure that I am fully knowledgeable before I share my opinion on any of those. And I feel like they have been amazing and worked wonders for people. But me personally, I just really wanted to focus on doing this naturally and all of that. So that's what I did. And I obviously am not on Ozempic now. I can't believe people even ask me that. Like, I literally just delivered a baby. Anyway, so yeah, all of this has been completely natural because a lot of people asked that, and I didn't want to forget. But anyway, so my goals for the next year, because I'm just starting to work out again, I did want to mention, if you didn't watch my labor and delivery story, I did not tear during pregnancy, and I had a very quick labor and delivery. I mean, like, it was like an hour. He was bang, bang, boom here. So I had a very easy recovery. So that is why I'm able to be back in the gym, back working out a lot quicker because I don't have stitches or anything like that, which is absolutely amazing. And I do contribute a lot of that to my diet and exercise. I know that, again, that is not fully how it is, but I do feel like walking, as much as I did, definitely helped with my delivery. But anyway, so I did not tear or anything like that. And again, I'm very lucky. I know that this is not the case for everyone. I know that this is so different for everyone. I'm not saying anything like that. You guys asked, I want to give you guys the truth, the story. So, yeah, I did go to my first spin class a few days ago with my mom. I took it very easy, but it felt great to be back. I am starting today actually implementing Pilates. I have been walking since pregnancy. Like, I was on my walking pad 2 days after I gave birth. I've been walking, and again, I know that's not for everyone. It just is how it happened for me. So do not push yourself. Do not. Okay, you guys, this is just what felt right for my body, and my doctor said it's up to me based on what feels right. So yeah, so now today I'm starting to do Pilates. I've been incorporating stretches. Next week, I'm going to go back to the gym. So next week, not this week, so it'll be almost 4 weeks, because this week he'll be 3 weeks, and then I'm gonna go next week back to the gym. So I'm gonna wait around 4 weeks before I'm actually doing any like serious lifting. I do have my 3-pound weights, which I do use daily, just really light, giving myself like a nice light resistance training. But I'm going to be back into doing my Pilates YouTube videos today. I'm super excited and just kind of listening to my body. So that's kind of where I'm at. But for goals, I really want to work on body recomposition and kind of like gaining muscle where I want it. And I did lose a lot of my butt during this pregnancy because I was not doing as much, again, training on my glutes, which is something that I focused very heavily on before this pregnancy. So I definitely want to grow my butt back. I want to grow that. So those are things that I'm going to be sharing with you guys throughout kind of like what's coming next and things over on Instagram. And if I do make another TikTok, I will be sharing with you guys that. So I'm so super excited. And yeah, so that is kind of like where my first thing is. I want to work on my glutes and my back. And also I did lose a lot of muscle in my arms. And since I lost a lot of weight, I have a lot of this extra kind of like skin here. So I definitely want to work on training my back, my arms, but mainly glutes because I miss my big butt. Okay, you guys, I miss her. So that will be coming. If that's something that you're excited on, is me like, here's my before, let's, you know, work on building this dream body that I have just been, you know, working so hard for it. I'm so proud of it, and I'm super proud of where I am now, but I'm very excited for what's to come. So yeah, and also my goals with nutrition is mainly the same thing I'm doing. I have implemented slight fasting, as in I try to eat more with daylight. So when it is bright out, I will eat, but like I just kind of want to go more with the circadian rhythm, and like with when, you know, if it gets dark at like 8 p.m. I'm going to try to finish my meals before then. So I'm just kind of eating with the sun and stuff like that. Just certain things that I've been researching that I want to try. There's just different things I want to try. And I've started drinking more green tea, a lot more teas in general. I've just been loving tea. I did kind of want to pull back my caffeine intake a little bit, but that is something that's just not happening. Okay, you guys, like I have a newborn. I'm not sleeping great. I'm not gonna pull back my caffeine. But there are just certain things that I want to try, because that is what's so fun about this, you know, gut health and fiber and nutrition and diet and exercise and all these things, is it's just fun to try new things, see what works for you, see what makes you feel great. So yeah, there's a lot of different things that I'm going to be trying and I'm going to be sharing, and I just have so much of this energy and excitement for what's to come health-wise in this year and 2025, and just these things that are coming. I did make a vision board last week, and I put everything together. I printed it out. I have it taped up on the wall, so it's something that I look at instead of just having it on my phone. I like having that actual thing that I can look at. So yeah, I'm very excited for all of this. But this video is so long, you guys, and Shane's probably like, Anna, come help me with the boys. You've been in there for like an hour filming. So I'm gonna try to edit this and have it up as quickly as possible. But again, let me know your questions down below. I think I hit everything, but if I didn't, I will for sure tell you guys. Like, I am an open book, you guys. I'm totally an open book. I want to help as many people as I can, because feeling good is the best. Like, that is all I can say, is feeling healthy, and like I'm able to be such a good mom to my 2 sons and be active and be making sure that they're getting the nutrients that they need and that I'm feeding them what they need, and our family is just growing and becoming this beautiful version of itself. Is just really super exciting. So I want to give that to as many people as I can. So yeah, be sure to ask, but I hope that I answered a lot of these questions in this video. And I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one.